When I finished IU, funny story, I had applied to about 8 med schools, and I had a week to get my application into AMCAS. And I went to the post office in Bloomington and said, hey, I've got a week to get this in. Is that going to be enough time? They said, no, if I were you, I would pay and get 2-day guarantee. I said, absolutely. So I paid like $18 so that,
It's a fortune.
Yeah, right. At that time, right. For a college student, $18, right. To guarantee. And believe it or not, the post office lost my application.
Really?
No.
True story. And so after a couple of weeks, I'm like, it seems like I should get some type of confirmation that they're processing my application. So I went in and called them and said, hey, I submitted it. Said, dude, we don't have it. And went back to the post office, got with the manager, and they were like, we lost it. We it's our fault. He was ready to write a formal letter to AMCAS, and AMCAS, we got on the phone with AMCAS, and they said, there's really nothing you can do. You've missed all the deadlines except Indiana. So now you've got, at the time I'm like, I'm going to get into one of these 8, maybe I should. Now it's riding on IU, and IU said, no, we want your MCAT score to be a little bit higher. So at the time I was devastated. Now I tell people, I remember saying a prayer, and I was going to be the first male in my family to graduate from college. And I remember saying a prayer in my dorm room saying, God, I recognize I could not get here without you. And I want you today. I probably haven't served you the way I needed to in college. I said, today, I want you to direct my path. And it was almost like I looked back and it was like God said, okay, well, then the med school wasn't supposed to be. Let me move that out. Let me move the girlfriend out the way. And so now I'm in the shambles of life. Like, what do I do? So I had met a guy, Bill Mays.
Yeah.
He was a fraternity brother, and we were at a meeting together. And a guy, one of his mentors said, hey, well, what are you going to do? I said, well, supposed to be going to med school, but that's kind of up in shambles. He said, well, hey, your degree's in biology and chemistry. Why don't you meet, Bill Mays? He runs a chemical distribution company. So got literally an on-the-spot interview. And I told him, I said, well, I graduate in a month. I'll bring you a resume. And walked in just to give a resume. And sure enough, he was walking out and said, what are you doing here? I said, well, I told you I would give you a resume. And he wrote something on it. And I've been with Mays Chemical 31 years now.